Welcome back to RAFF'S Reviews. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing a song from probably one of my top favorite metal and hard rock bands, and that's Metallica. The name of the song is called Fixer, and this song is originally off of their 7th studio album, the 1997 Reload album. But we're going to be watching a live performance they did in December 21, which is pretty awesome because it was also apparently one of the first times they performed this song live. And it's also off for, I guess they did a 40 years Metallica series of shows. I don't think they did a full tour. Maybe they are doing a full tour right now. So Metallica's been in business for 40 years. So first time they ever played this live, which is pretty awesome. And, you know, what can you say about Metallica? So many awesome things to say about the band. It's comprised of 4 people. You have Lars Ulrich, the drummer, James Hetfield, lead singer, and rhythm guitar. You have Kirk Hammett, which is Kurt Hammett's the lead guitar. James Hetfield is a rhythm guitar. And then you have Rob Trujillo, which is a bassist. Now, Rob's the newest guy, who's been in the band for, I think, 14 years, so he's technically not new. But before him, there was Jason Newsted, who was awesome as well. And then you had Cliff Burton, who was the original bassist from the band, who was killed tragically back in, I think, 87, if I'm not mistaken, 86. But anyway, so other than that, those have been original band members. However, they had one band member that was fired. He was part of the original Metallica, and that was lead guitarist Dave Mustaine. And he was fired right before they started, skyrocketing. And, fortunately for us, Dave Mustaine was fired because now we have Megadeth. So if he wasn't fired, we wouldn't have Megadeth. So, but it would be interesting to see if Mustaine did stay in the band, musically, what direction they would be in. But, look, I'm embarrassed to say this, but I didn't really get into Metallica until recently, a couple years ago. I liked Metallica back in the day, but I didn't really start listening to them when they first started off. I mean, I was kind of a young kid, and they didn't play their songs on the radio. And the only way that I really found out about Metallica was when the video One came out on MTV. And that's the first time that I had some exposure to Metallica. I was kind of into the hair band stuff back in the 80s and like rap music and stuff like that when that was coming out. So, then I heard him later on, started getting into more in like the Black Album, and then heard a little bit of their stuff off of their Load and Reload albums, but never listened to the Reload album, so I could say legitimately this is my first time hearing the song. And what better way to do it than to see it live and hear it live, which is what we're doing here. And, a couple of things. Well, we'll get into some of that stuff later, but stop listening to me run my mouth, and let's get into the song. Before we start, so Metallica has been playing what they call in the round, where the stage is kind of, not necessarily circle, but I think in their case it is, but it's in the middle of the audience, so that way the whole audience kind of has that experience where they actually can see the band right there, right in front of their face, because Metallica's always been a big advocate of trying to get the band in closer to them when they're playing, because they do consider the audience the 5th member of the band. So once again, they're playing the round. Another interesting thing is Metallica does is they don't play the same set every night. So they switch it up, which is pretty interesting, considering, guys been around for 40 years, and the fact that they're still able to crush it, and they make it interesting for not only themselves but for the audience, that they actually, play a different set every night, so they got to be really on their toes. Great sound. Just want to say this real quick. So Kirk Hammett, the guitar he's playing, they call it Greenie, right? It's owned by a couple like real famous guitarists, specifically Peter Green, I think is his first name, Peter Green from Fleetwood Mac, hence Greenie. And apparently this he bought the guitar like on auction for, I don't know, a couple $1 million. But it's just interesting that he takes it on tour with him. He tours with it, not puts it in a museum. And everybody says the guitar is a really unique sound just because some you know, it was messed up in some way and they put it back together, so the way they put it back together made it sound differently. But pretty interesting stuff. If you've got some time, go check out some stuff where Kirk Hammett talks about it, the history of that guitar. But anyway, sorry for running my mouth.
Janet.
Good, the bass. A little jam sound, like a jam session. You got a box of tissues down there? right, what did you think? All right, so like I said, first time hearing this song, especially live. I'm gonna have to check and see what the studio song sounds like. So let's talk about the guitar sound. You know, Kirk Hammett. You know, everybody talks trash about how he sucks as a guitarist, but you know what? I like him. I think he's great. I mean, some of the riffs, he's written over the years are just amazing riffs. Especially, you know, I was playing around trying to learn some guitar licks or whatever, but I mean, Metallica. I mean, some of the most iconic guitar riffs, in my opinion, come from this guy, Kirk, and they talk crap about him. And another thing about Kirk is, if you watch his live performances from the early days in the 80s, and you listen to him throughout his career, even up to now, he still sounds basically the same. He sounded the same all the years. He doesn't make huge mistakes when he's playing. He sounds amazing. I have nothing but good things to say about Kirk Hammett. I don't know why people talk so much trash. Obviously, I'm not a guitar player, and I don't really care if he's not like the greatest, but he's excellent. And you know, just his body of work and the fact that he still sounds great after all these years, hasn't changed much. I mean, how can you argue with that? James Hetfield, voice sounds amazing. I mean, these 40 years he's been in the band, gone through a lot of different things, sounds great, plays great. And Lars Ulrich, the drummer, people talk trash about how he's such a horrible drummer. I don't care. He sounds great too. And I like the drum sound, the drums sound great in this song, and they sound great live. You know, some bands, the drums are kind of weak sounding. You know, Metallica's always got the great drum sounds, and you know, considering his drum kit's so small, I mean, it sounds great to me. So Lars did a great job. Rob Trujillo, great bassist. I mean, I must admit, I like Jason Newsted better. Anyway, that's just me. But look, great song. Like I said, I got to listen to the studio album, see how that sounds. But look, let me know what you think in the comments. If I'm full of crap about anything I said, just go ahead, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong about, you know, Kirk Hammett and Lars Ulrich not being good players. Prove me wrong. And don't bring up the 4 albums. And, you know, look, hey, the first 4 albums of Metallica are amazing. And yes, they went off in a different direction, maybe got a little commercial. I don't care. You know, you got to be able to adapt and evolve and, you know, grow as an artist. But you know what? You know, give them credit for what they've done. And another thing I was thinking about while watching this is, if I was a rock star, I would probably wear all black too, just because you don't have to figure out, try to look cool, you know, hey, does this little bandana look good? You know, like Steven Tyler has, like, you know, 20 million bandanas around. He's trying to look cool with his hair all done up, and, you know, just wear all black, boom, you're done. And that's it. It's simple, you know, and you could buy like 20 pairs of black t-shirts, 20 pairs of black pants. That way, you know, you're all good, man. You don't have to get up and figure it out. You know, the less things you got to worry about, the better. But anyway, that's just me. But once again, prove me wrong. And let me know what you think of the song itself, the live version, how it sounded, how the guys sound, and what do you think of the studio version? And what's your favorite Metallica song and album? All right, let's do that. Song and album. And but before you go, please hit like and subscribe, and let me know if you want me to review any other songs, no matter where, you know, what genre. Review anything. I don't care what it is. It could be a fight scene in a movie. I don't care. Just let me know. But once again, thanks again for taking your time out to listen to me or watch me run my mouth. But look, until the next video, take care. Stay safe and watch your 6.